Ciao a tutti! Hello everyone! Benvenuti o bentornati nel mio canale. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. Rachele here. Io sono Rachele and today I'm going to talk to you about the Italian alphabet. So first of all, we will start by studying the Italian letters, and after I will teach you how to ask someone to spell a word for you, or how to spell an Italian word when someone asks you to do so. So before we start, there is something I would like to emphasize, which is, in today's lesson, I'm only going to focus on the spelling of Italian letters. I am not going to teach you today how to pronounce these letters when they combine together in Italian words, as that will be part of a future lesson. I'm going to say the Italian alphabet. I will pause for a couple of seconds after each letter so you can repeat after me. You are going to see somewhere here in the screen the Italian letters, so you can follow along more easily, and you will notice different letters will have different colors. So I would like very shortly to explain what is the reason behind this. All vowels are going to be red. Then, as for the consonants, I've divided blue, green, and yellow consonants. Blue ones are the ones whose spelling in Italian and English is the same, so you're not going to find any particular problem with these letters. The green ones have similar spellings in Italian and English. It's not exactly the same, but you will notice they're very close. So the ones I would like you to pay particular attention to are the yellow ones, as these letters have quite a different spelling in Italian compared to English. Something you will notice is the Italian alphabet only has 21 letters, because they are the ones we currently use to write down Italian words. I'm also going to teach you how to spell the 5 foreign letters, as we call them, which are J, K, X, W, and Y. They are, of course, useful to spell foreign words, but you're not going to find them in Italian words. So that being said, let's get started. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, Z. Okay, so these are the Italian letters. Now, if you need to spell a word with the foreign letters, this is how we spell them. I lunga, K, W, X, Y or Y. You can use either one or the other. You can actually just learn one. I would just like you to be aware that Italians can use either Y or Y. So if you hear one or the other, you know what letter they are talking about. But when it comes to actually spell a word, I would suggest you can just remember one. If you want an Italian person to spell a word for you, this is the phrase you should ask. Come si scrive? come si scrive. Come si scrive? Which is something like how would you spell it, basically. You can also add at the end of this phrase the actual word you would like them to spell for you. For example, if I introduce myself and I say io sono Rachele, I am Rachele, and you don't quite get my name, you can ask me come si scrive Rachele, and I will spell it for you. So if someone asks you this phrase, come si scrive, and then a word, probably an English word, probably your name, you know they're asking you to spell that word for you. So I would suggest you learn and practice this phrase. Come si scrive? And now, as the last part of the video, I would like to give you a tip. When we spell a word, sometimes, especially if we are talking on the phone, it's not that easy to understand which letter we are saying exactly, especially close letters like MN or PT can be hard to understand sometimes. So what you can do, and what we sometimes do, is using a famous Italian town or city which has that letter as its initial letter to get some help. It will be easier to understand with an example. If I want to spell something which has the letter R, I can use the word Roma, starting with R, to get some help, saying something like R as in Roma. The Italian phrase is letter R, come, which means like, as in, and then the town. R come Roma. This is not something we do every single time, of course, but I think it's a useful tool to know and use if you need to. So I'm going to give you the whole alphabet with a sample town. Italians will understand for sure. You can use together with each letter. You could actually use any town, and Italians don't necessarily use the same town for the same word, but we have to make a choice. So I've selected some towns I've noticed Italians use quite often, and I'm pretty sure every Italian will know and understand. You will also notice some letters don't have a town associated with it. This can be for two reasons. The first one is we don't have an Italian town starting with that letter. The second reason is probably the spelling of that letter is so peculiar, there's no way we can mistake that letter for another one. So we don't actually need to say a town. But let's get right into it. It will be easier for you to understand. The most famous or important towns are also here in this nice Italian map. So I would like to point at some of them while I say their names. So I will start. A come Ancona, which is here. B come Bari. C come Como. D come Domodossola. I know this is a long one. Domodossola. E come Empoli. F come Firenze. Firenze, I guess all of you know Firenze. G come Genova, which is here. H I come Imola. L come Livorno. Here it is, Livorno. M come Milano. N come Napoli. Napoli. O come Otranto, which is here at the very south. P come Pisa. Pisa with the famous tower. Q, R come Roma, which is here, of course. S come Salerno. T come Torino. Torino. U come Udine. Here. V come Venezia. Here. And finally, Z. We don't use a town for this letter. Actually, if you want to start practicing with me right now, you can write a comment here below with either your name or nickname and the Italian spelling using the sample towns I just showed. I will read your comments and either correct if you need to be corrected or give you positive feedback if everything is just fine. Okay, so this is the end of today's lesson. With my next video, I'm going to start a short series of pronunciation rules where I teach you how to pronounce the Italian letters when they combine together in Italian words. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. If you did, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. I would also like to remind you I offer online Italian lessons, so if you are interested, you can either check my website, which is in the description box below, or you can write an email to my email address, which is also in the description box below. And I will see you all in my next video. Grazie a tutti, ciao ciao, a presto!